Good evening, and thank you all for joining me today. My name is Alexis Vaughn, and this is my professional portfolio. This portfolio will be tagged in this video description so that you can view it, but the focus of this video is going to be on my project to stakeholders. And so I am very excited to walk you through my instructional design project, which focuses on managing risk and escalation in the pharmaceutical sales compliance. This website will serve as the central hub for all project materials, providing stakeholders with an overview of their research, instructional framework, and training content that went into developing an effective compliance education program. To access this, it will be on my professional portfolio, and we're going to look right here at this tab titled Project to Stakeholders. When you click on it, it has my education class that I created this project in, and this is now the start of my project. We're gonna start with the introduction, which outlines the purpose of this project, which can be found right here. Compliance is a critical component of pharmaceutical sales, ensuring ethical practices and regulatory adherence. This training program is designed to make complex regulations more accessible and engaging for sales teams, providing them with the tools they need to identify risks, handle ethical dilemmas, and escalate concerns appropriately. This gives a brief introduction overview of who I am, a student, and what I am doing. And then lastly, it gives you the summary or the outline of what this project will consist of. Real quick, I want to read this. Each piece reflects both the technical aspects of compliance education and the challenges of instructional design, balancing clarity, engagement, and effectiveness. Okay, outline of the instructional design project. So first we have the instructional design project outline. This section breaks down the project's objectives and milestones, mapping out each phase of development from initial research to final review. This outline provided the structure needed to create a well-organized, effective training program by laying out each step beforehand. I was able to ensure logical progression and keep the project focused on key compliance principles. So here's more information, but to the stakeholders, this is exactly what the template looks like. You can access it here. You can even download it if you would like to with any of these buttons here. But as you can see, this is the title, the organization, all of the stakeholders, the audience, and then the time frame. More details such as the purpose, the overarching goals can be found here. And lastly, we concluded with the milestones. Moving on to the presentation outline of risks and escalation. This section highlights the key learning objectives covered in the training. It serves as a blueprint for the full presentation, ensuring that the training content flows in a structured and engaging way. It helped refine the focus of the session, making sure that risk identification, management, and escalation procedures were presented in a way that is clear and applicable to real-world situations. Every single section will have what I learned, future application, and reflection, but again, this presentation is catered to the stakeholders, and so this is the actual outline that I created, which again you can download here by using these buttons. These are all of the overarching objectives and project milestones. And then I've also included some project strengths and weaknesses so that you, the stakeholders, are fully aware of what to expect with this project. And then also anticipated opportunities and threats. Again, so that you are well in advance aware of what on taking this project will consist of. Moving on, this is the full presentation, which brings together all research and instructional materials into a complete compliance training session. The presentation that I created right here on the right, this YouTube video, it covers regulatory guidelines, ethical decision-making frameworks, and escalation processes. Visual aids, interactive components, and structured content were used to keep learners engaged while reinforcing essential compliance principles. I want to click on this real quick just so you can get a brief introduction to what this
Hello,
video is
everyone.
like.
My name is Alexis Vaughn, and
I'm going to go ahead and mute it just so that we can see a few of the slides. So for example, here's the milestones, again in an engaging format, and the speaking over it, which you can also get subtitles, allows you to understand deeper what each slide is about. Let's move on towards the end. Again, we are diving in, for example, on this slide into the role of stakeholders into risk management. And so stakeholders, you have all of the information on every single risk and escalations and what to do about it. In addition, I created a conclusion and call to action section so that you are well aware of the next steps after this. Speaking of next steps, let's move on. Next, this section includes a professional communication component, a mock email providing constructive criticism. Strong communication is essential in instructional design, especially when working with stakeholders and team members. This email demonstrates how to provide feedback that is both positive and solution-oriented, ensuring that challenges are addressed while maintaining collaboration and clarity. And so stakeholders, if a problem were to arise, and in this situation, I created this email to ensure transparency in the project's evolution and share insights. And so this is just an example of specifically what I would send as a mock email to stakeholders to update on the progress of the project and to also dive deeper into any challenges that were ongoing. And lastly, to thank you for your ongoing support and guidance. So this is just allowing me, the instructional designer, to show you that not only do you have information on what to expect risk-wise and escalation-wise, but I'm also showing that I will communicate throughout the entire project, making sure that you are comfortable and up to date with everything that is happening. Lastly, this section includes the final walkthrough of the project. Since I'm currently producing the YouTube video presentation, which is exactly what this video is, there is no section for me to click on. However, once I've completed it, there will be a detailed overview of the project in video format, just like how this video has a YouTube video next to it. You will see that right here in the link for this portfolio. So please click on that after as you're watching this video. That concludes the walkthrough of my instructional design project. But before I conclude this presentation, I do want to head back up to my right here, my goals, so I can kind of conclude and reflect on this entire project. Compliance isn't just about following rules, it's about upholding ethical standards, maintaining trust in healthcare providers, with healthcare providers and patients, and protecting the integrity of the industry. Again, we see this especially in goal number 2 and with goal number 4. This project wasn't just about delivering information, it was about making compliance education accessible, engaging, and practical for real-world applications. The structured learning approach, interactive components, and real-life scenarios all work together to reinforce key principles that sales representatives will encounter in their roles. Understanding how to identify risk, handle ethical dilemmas, and escalate concerns appropriately is critical to professional success in this field. To conclude this project, I appreciate the opportunity to present this to you and value your feedback, stakeholders. Your insight and support are instrumental in ensuring that compliance training remains effective and impactful. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to discussing any thoughts or questions you may have. Again, to conclude, to go through each and every specific section of this project, please click on this link to my portfolio and you are able to see all the details involved with this compliance instructional design project. Thank you so much, and this was my absolute honor and joy to create and present this to you.